法律101。
听众朋友们大家好，欢迎再度收听德州中文台在今天带给朋友们的法律101，我是胡美健。再一次的为我们的听众朋友邀请的是休斯顿的高级警官 Officer James Sabota 再度参加我们的节目，欢迎朋友们和我以及和 Officer Sabota 一块共度接下来的重要讯息带给大家。 Good morning, Officer.
Good morning, Pam. It is so great to be on the show this morning, and thank you for the invitation.Thank
you for joining us. And now, hey, it's the last month of this year, right? It's December now.
Yes, this is the holiday season now. And we have so much to cover today on this show. A lot of great safety tips, beginning with auto theft, and then we'll cover with other safety tips for while you're shopping.All
right. 朋友们，在现在呢已经到了12月2021年的最后一个月。今天在节目当中呢 Officer Sabota 会和我们的听众朋友讨论也几样重要的讯息。我们会先从就是这个窃车贼开始窃车，那么一直到我在 holiday 的这个假日的安全，欢迎朋友们和我们一块来了解。谈到了窃车到底是为什么呢？是因为现在 parts 现在因为这个物流的关系，让很多的这个大的 containers 或者是这些 parts 没有办法进来，所以不论是这个新车旧车价钱都是飞高的，所以在现在你要修车的时候呢，有可能你会觉得这些零件买不到了，或者呢现在你要买车子觉得价位你想买的买不到，你不想那个价位也高到不可以，所以呢就助长了关于偷车窃车这一方面是怎么样，我们来聽聽看 Officer Sabota 是怎麼說明的。Okay, Officer, since you mentioned about auto theft, we know now it's neither new car or used car prices is sky high. Okay, even with those parts, sometimes you have to wait for a long time to get the parts to fix the car problem. And then auto theft, the topic you just mentioned, is regarding to this issue or is only the parts issue?
It's all the above, everything that you just said. But it starts off with your vehicle. You know, we all have vehicles, and our vehicles are our major form of transportation.
That's right.
You know, we don't live like some other states like New York where people take the subway and the trains in to work every day. In Houston, we're so spread out, and we have to go to work, we have to go shopping, we have to go, to schools, we have to go to meetings all the time. So if you look all around you during the mornings and really all day long, the vehicles are a major form of transportation. And, something simple as we got to stop and get gas. And so we know we got to keep our vehicles running all the time. But what happens when somebody takes your vehicle? You come outside and your vehicle's stolen, whether you wake up in the morning in your driveway or you come out and your vehicle is not there at work or in the shopping center.
Okay.
Then we are helpless. We are helpless. We go, oh my goodness, what do we do now? You can't walk. We can't take, maybe Uber or call a friend. But like I say, our vehicles are our main source of transportation. And sometimes we all take it for granted from time to time.OK，
刚才呢 Officer Sabota 特别也谈到了这个汽车，其实在我们德州来讲，这已经不叫做身外之物，虽然是身外之物，但是却是必须要有的身外之物在我们的生活当中。因为呢德州地大，而且城市现在也市区慢慢的越来越扩大了。 不管是 Katy 啊，或者乌兰啊，或 Sugarland 啊，或者是休斯顿，我们就会看到整个的市区的扩展越来越大。你从这一点到那一点，从你住家到你工作的地方，已经不再是几条街，或者是我们开车开个10分钟就到了。事实上，你很可能这10分钟你是在 highway 上面走，所以说这一个距离越来越远，没有车子代步，那么对于你我的日常生活来讲，就算是 grocery shopping 来说，都不是一件容易的事情。所以呢，当我们在休斯顿或者说在德州来讲，汽车这是我们不可或缺的生活，算是必需品之一啊。那么如果说车子发生了问题，你这个车子要送修了，这如果你家里边不可能说我一个人我买2部车子。一个人大概要开2部车子，一般来讲，一般大众不大可能，就是一个人1部车子，一家有4口人，如果2个孩子还不开车，就是父母夫妻各1部，不可能为了不开车而为了未雨绸缪，我再多买1部2个人开车，只有2个人要开车，我买3部车，这种机会不大。所以当任何一个时候你的车子要送修，一送到这个我们讲说 auto shop 里面去，要去修要去 repair 的时候，那个时候就是大问题了。你要不然就叫 taxi， 要不然叫 Uber， 要不然呢找朋友送，要不然呢找自家的老婆或者老公来送。但是呢，大家都有工作，不是那么容易的，也不是那么方便的，所以汽车、车子代步这个代步工具，对我们来说，对我们德州的民众来讲，朋友们来讲，是非有不可，不能或缺的。Yes.
Okay, now I'm going to give some stats here.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know that over 700,000 cars are stolen each year in the United States? 700,000, not 700, 700,000. Almost 250,000 cars are stolen. Now, where do these cars go? What do people do with them? What these thieves, what are they doing? Okay, let me begin saying this. Cars are stolen for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, there are thieves. There are robbers that are looking to steal a car to commit a crime very quickly. In other words, they will go out and they will steal your car, and they, between minutes or an hour or so, they will take that car and they will go out and they will do a burglary, a robbery somewhere, and they'll use your car. In other words, they'll go up, they'll drive up to a store, a convenience store, they'll rob it. They'll go to a home, they'll burglarize it, they'll pack it up. Or they'll go to a bank, they'll rob it, they'll leave with your vehicle. Now, sometimes they get a bigger vehicle like a truck, and they will get this truck, and during the nighttime hours, they will take this big truck and they will smash it through the front door of a closed business. In other words, it may be a shopping center, and they'll smash, and they don't care if they do damage to your vehicle, which they're going to do a lot of damage, and they don't care if they do damage to the front of the store because it's not their vehicle. So they use this as like a battering ram, like a tank to go inside. Then they'll steal things, and then they will put it in the vehicle and drive off.
OK， 好，在这里刚才 Officer Sabota 谈到了这个车子失窃在美国全美的一个数据，每年在全美国超过70万辆车子失窃不是7007万，是70万辆，超过这个数字，在全美国每年会发生车子失窃的数目是超过70万，所以这是一个很大很大的数字。而这一个车子失窃的话，这个窃车贼有可能他不光是窃车，他另外一个他是抢匪，所以他们的目标呢就是抢了车子，偷了车子，用这个车子来作案，而且是拿到了就去作案了。 它不是拿来等着卖，也不是拿来等着以后拿它的零件出来，而是他就把这个车子直接拿来作案，跑去抢银行，跑去闯空门，跑去作案，直接这个车子作案。对于这个车子的损伤，刮掉了。轮胎破了，这里油箱爆了，或者是这个引擎 transmission 有问题了，因为它怎么样，他们完全不在乎啊。他们这个车子偷车的目的就是为了把它作为作案工具，而且是偷了拿到抢到马上作案，做了以后丢了他就跑了。所以呢，这是其中的一个
Yes.Now, what they'll do with these big trucks also, when they crash into a shopping center or a supermarket, their goal is, if they have a big truck, they will also tie on and they'll break the ATM machine that's loaded with a lot of money. Sometimes they're loaded with $100,000. Mm-hmm. Now, these machines are only bolted to the concrete a little bit, so they will take them and they will break them off of the concrete bolts.And we have seen where sometimes there are 6 men, they will pick up this ATM and load it in the back of a pickup truck and then drive away because they are very heavy and they are very bulky. So this is what they use these trucks for. And like I say, they don't care if they do damage to anything, to the vehicle, to the store, to the ATM. And then when they get these ATMs loaded in these pickup trucks, they'll take them to their location, they'll break them, and they'll take the money out of the ATMs and they will split them up. And also a few other thieves will go and another big item to steal in these grocery stores are cigarettes. They'll take cartons and cartons and cartons of cigarettes and then they will throw them in the back of the truck with the ATM. So, and then they will resell these cigarettes to another store or put them on the web to sell.
OK， 另外的话，如果说是大的 truck， 那是干什么用呢？通常来讲，大 truck 的话，如果偷的是大 truck， 他们就把这个大 truck 跑到像是 shopping center 啊这些地方，里面不是有 ATM 这个自动提款机吗？他们就把这个大 truck 是绑在这个提款机上面，然后一拖，这个提款机就从它的这个墙边就被硬拉回来，拉出来，然后放到大的 truck 上面就开着走了。这个提款机里面很有可能有的时候高达1万块10万块的现金啊，所以就这么偷一个 truck， 然后开过去再偷一个，强拉一个提款机走，这一下子差不多半个钟头吧，他们就赚了10万块走了。那有的时候呢，他们会到店里面去偷的是那一个香烟，把香烟整捆的整架子的放到车子上头，然后带走，然后再去 resell， 再到别的 shopping center 再去卖。所以呢，这就是在这一个我们讲到的这个偷车啊、窃车贼啊，他们会做的。Yes.
Now, what they'll also do with these big trucks, they'll drive them south of the border across into Mexico, and they use them for a number of reasons. What they'll do is they'll drive them, and I mean, you can be in Mexico in 5 hours, and they'll go across the border, and they will, number one, sometimes they sell them to the drug cartels to move drugs around or to move, with their equipment. They'll use them to make drugs. And to haul drugs. But they also use them to, believe it or not, these trucks, the back seats, they take out the back seats where they can fit more people in there, where the smugglers, they will smuggle human beings back into America on these back roads into Texas. So they'll use them as a human transport to put more and more people in the vehicles. And sometimes they hide people in the bed, they'll cover it up with something, and they will smuggle human beings.
好，那么再来的话，刚才就是 Officer Sabota 也特别提到，就是呢，有的时候啊，这个车子啊，他们其实是拿来做什么呢？来做人口走私。怎么个人口走私法？那么就是这样子看咯，他们很可能在 cross border， 就是我们讲的在这一个边界 他们来做人口走私的方式，把人带进来带出去，借由在边界方面有这些车辆啊，用这些交通工具来做人口走私。所以呢在这里呢我们都要提醒大家啊，在现在呢对于我们在今天讨论的这一个特别的话题，我们特别讨论到的呢，关于在车辆方面，不论是你在车辆方面，这个是属于就是一般的盗窃，或者呢，它会被用来做不同的用途，包括了刚才我们谈到的这一个像是抢劫啦，里边抢这个提款卡啦、提款机啦，或者呢香烟啦，或者直接犯案了，以及现在谈到的人口走私，都和今天 Officer Sabota 谈到的 Auto Theft 我们的车子盗窃有直接的关联。所以朋友们千万不要轻忽，车子盗窃并不只是一个小小的偷车而已，它背后还牵连甚广的其他的犯罪行为。 Yes, Officer.
Now, there's another reason why people steal vehicles. And it could be trucks or it could be nice cars, Toyotas, Chevrolets, Fords, Audis, just whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this big city, there's always auto accidents everywhere, every day.
Mm.
And also that we live in an area where there's floods. A lot of cars get flooded out. If it rains hard, you watch on TV, there's sometimes 100 cars when there's a flood that gets flooded out. Now, insurance companies, what they do is they say, well, if the car's flooded, it's going to cost too much to fix. Or if the car has been involved in an accident, sometimes they'll say it costs too much to fix it. So what they'll do, they'll total out the vehicle. They'll say total damage. So what happens is the people get paid for their cars, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens to those damaged cars? What happens is they take them to an auction.
Okay.
And there are people that sit in these auctions and they buy these flooded or damaged cars.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So they'll buy a whole lot of them. And what they'll do is they'll buy them for cheap prices. So what they'll do is, a lot of times, they take them in trucks, and they tow them, and they take them to south of the border, into Mexico, to auto repair places over there. And the labor there is a lot cheaper for people to work on these cars than what it is here in Texas. So they'll put a lot of vehicles in Mexico, and okay, now you get a car that has maybe damage to the front end, fenders, doors. So where do you get fenders and doors? Buy them brand new? No, they're too expensive to buy brand new. So what they do basically, they put orders in. If it's, say, a BMW or a Mercedes that's wrecked, they'll contact somebody over here and they'll say, okay, this is the model that I need. So go out and steal it, drive it to Mexico. So what they'll do is they'll take the parts off that stolen vehicle and fix up that car legally that they're trying to rebuild. They'll fix it up, paint it, and they'll bring the repaired vehicle that's legal and not stolen, and they will sell it back here in Texas.
Wow.
Repaired.
Wow. It's like a money laundry.
Yes, and same thing with flooded out cars. What the problem is with flooded out cars is the electronics. They get damaged by the water, all the computers and everything. So same thing. They'll put orders for a stolen car, the same model, and they'll steal them here. Within 5 hours, they can drive south of the border. They can take all the electronics out. They could put it in that flooded car, clean it out, put the carpet, the seats, or whatever, and they'll sell it legally back over here as a reconditioned vehicle.
OK， 好，在这儿哈，刚才Officer 特别也谈到了，我们刚才谈到那些之外的话，那还有的时候呢，就是呢，这些被偷的车辆是为了要 等于有点像我们洗钱啊，我们用钱是洗钱，这个呢是另外一种方式，他用被偷的车辆偷车，然后把车呢送到了像是墨西哥，因为墨西哥那边呢，你在那边修车人工啊什么这些都便宜。然后呢，你这辆车子啊要修好，要这个 parts 要那个 parts， 你把这个车子呢，结果修车厂不是在美国修，他把它送到了墨西哥，但是墨西哥那边人工便宜，可是没有零件呢，这边偷一辆车送过去，然后呢，在那边用那边的很 cheap 的 labor 啊，很便宜的人工，然后用完全不需要本钱的偷进来的车子的零件去修好了后，再把它很合理的合法的送回到德州，再卖出去，或者呢再回到车主，但是呢收费方面那可是比照这边的价钱，在这样子比较下来的话，我们可以算是不能说无本生意，毕竟在墨西哥那边你还是得要付点点的这个人工费，但是怎么样子讲，这一个生意那真的是小本为本大生意啊！你只投资一点点，毕竟偷过去的车子你是1毛钱都不用付的，不管你是哪种名牌车，你是 Mercedes-Benz， 你是 BMW， 你是 Audi， 甚至于 Porsche 都一样啊，他送到那边，这边你要修，大家就送过去了，送到那里用那边的 cheap labor， 然后这边再偷一辆车子，同样的送过去，从那边修。那么偷车过去，这辆车子的 parts 也在那边可以大有用处啊。然后那边修完的车子呢，可能再顺利合法的回来这里，然后高价再出售。所以这种情形就是窃车贼啊。另外在窃车的行为里边，犯罪行为另外的这不晓得是不是开拓了新的生意的一个方向啊。这开源节流这种方式实在不值得鼓励，我们现在听到了，朋友们提高警觉。 Yes, officer.
No, the next time, and if anybody's ever seen, if you travel on 59 South going towards like Sugar Land, sometimes you'll see a car that's towing 2 and 3 vehicles that says in tow, and maybe they have damage. You know exactly where they're going with those vehicles. They're going to South America and New Mexico. They're towing it, which is legal. We can't stop them and say, what are you doing? Because they're towing these cars to Mexico. Mm-hmm. But if the problem is once they get them there, then they put their order in for the stolen cars. We don't know. And they drive them there so fast, we don't know, we can't catch them. Okay. Most of it. Now we do, our auto theft division, they do make arrests, and they're on top of it. There's a lot of cases that they work on. But number one, how do we prevent getting our cars stolen? And it's real simple. Keep your cars locked up. And I know a lot of people, and I teach my family and my friends, the steering wheel clubs, you can still buy them. Walmart, all your auto, lock your steering wheel with a key. Because just say you have a Toyota or a BMW or Mercedes. If there's 2 or 3 of them in a parking lot, and if you put that steering wheel lock, it's called the club. If you put it on your steering wheel and the thieves, they want to steal a car like yours, guess what? They see your car with a club on the steering wheel, they're going to go look for another one that does not, that's easier to steal. So make sure that you lock your vehicles up and you put that steering wheel lock on your car when you're shopping.
OK， 在这儿啊，我们刚才 Officer Sabota 呢特别也谈到了，像是我们刚才还忘了告诉大家，就是有的时候我们车子是报销的。报销的车子是可以合法的啊，保险公司给你报销了，这个车子就不是你的了，保险公司拿走了，或者呢这个低价卖给了其他的这些汽车商，他们这个叫做这个报销车子是可以合法的拿到国外去，像是墨西哥这里，然后呢里面的东西就可以拿出来。另外呢包括了像是淹水的车子啊，大车祸的车子等等。那么最后也谈到了就是如何来预防，那就是呢提醒大家一定记得你走的时候车子要锁起来。有的时候呢你要是更小心的朋友会到像 Walmart 去买那种长锁，可以把你的方向盘跟这一个踏板啊，跟这个可能这个油箱这个加油的油板可以锁在一块儿，那么这个方向盘就不能动了，油板也不能动了，所以呢就确保更能够造成窃车贼想要偷这辆车子 给他增加麻烦，所以他放弃偷你的车，这也是另外一个建议。Okay, officer, I think we have only about 2 minutes left for our holiday safety.
Quickly, holiday safety. We all have to go out shopping now. We have to go to the shopping malls. We have to go to the grocery stores. And there's more people out. It's busier. And guess what? So are the thieves. So, tips. If you have to go to a bank and get money out, ATM, get money out, be careful. If you're followed, if you think you're being followed, do not go home. Go to the police station or a fire station. Do not go home because they will follow you. Then they will come into your house and force you to put a gun. Also, do not leave anything of value. If you buy electronics, laptops, iPhones, Apple Watches, do not go to the next door because they will follow you to the next door. They'll break into your car. Go straight home and be careful if you're being followed. And ladies, with your purse, be careful. Don't let nobody approach you in the parking lot and ask you a question because it will snatch your expensive purses.
OK， 在这最后，我们对于在节日的这个安全 ，Officer Sabota 提醒大家，第一个呢，如果你到银行到任何的地方提取现款或身上带有现款，请特别注意，尤其是从这些地方出来，或者从你买了这一个名贵的东西出来，注意后面有没有人跟车。那么不要直接回家，你应该可以到像是police station 啊，或者到 fire station 啊，到这个救火站消防站，还有这个警局，到这些地方去是最为安全。另外呢，也要提醒大家，就是呢，不要把贵重的物品，像是你的 iPad、你的 iPhone， 或者是说其他的名牌包包，这个是名牌的这个tennis 这些鞋子留在你的车子里头。那么在这里呢，我们常常谈到在 holiday 的我们的安全的要点，都要提醒大家提高警觉，小心谨慎。好，今天我们的节目要在这里告一段落了。再一次的谢谢我们听众朋友们的收听，我们也谢谢 Officer Sabota 在今年一整年的辛苦。我们明年会继续和 Officer Sabota 继续在节目空中带给大家重要的讯息。Well, Officer, thank you so much for the whole year contribution, helping us, helping our audience and the community to have a safer life and in town. And well, end of year. Before we're ending, I'll say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you.
Thank you very much, and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everybody else. It's always a pleasure to be on the show.
Yes, looking forward to talk to you next year.
Thank you.
Thank
Goodbye.
you. Bye-bye.